Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the free daily coaching Friday Fiesta. This is like a Friday free-for-all. This is a day where really we open it up to anyone and everyone that's done something in their business this week that wants to raise their hand and share about what they're doing. We want to recognize people that are really taking a step beyond, right? If you're doing something that you're normally supposed to be doing, of course we want to celebrate that, but this is for people, and the idea behind this is for something that you haven't done before, right? This is a time where we can recognize doing something that's above and beyond, where you've achieved something that you hadn't done before. Maybe you hadn't been blogging and now you are. Maybe you hadn't ever run a Facebook ad and now you have. For example, we have one of the people that we've referred here to an affiliate program, Angel Balachowski's. A lot of you may know Angel. She's a great lady, lives up in Canada, and Angel just recently made a new leadership level. So she made a new pin rank in an affiliate company, and it was her first pin rank. So I want to say congrats, and I'll put it congrats to Angel. So congratulations to Angel for making L1 a new pin level in My Lead System Pro, the marketing platform that she uses. So congratulations to her. I want to say congratulations and good job to Chris Schaus, who did her first free daily coaching hangout this week solo. And so she's helping here over on the free daily coaching call, hosting some webinars. So congratulations to Chris getting out and doing something out of her normal purvey and stepping up and doing something extra. So congratulations and welcome. I want to say congrats to Debbie Deerdorf. Debbie Deerdorf has been helping here at Free Daily Coaching and doing some back end work, helping us out on the admin, and she's getting things done. And actually, by taking some action, she's actually learning some things that she didn't know before, right? So congratulations to Debbie. So we're having people that are taking action, which is really exciting. And some of these actions are people's first times taking these actions, or first time taking action like this, which is exciting because those new actions, those first steps that we take in a new direction are sometimes those steps that give us the most momentum, that give us the most momentum and give us the most kind of spring, right, to that step. So congratulations to everyone. I wanted to bring that up. So good morning and welcome. I see Whitman and Mario, Chris, Janice, Debbie, Chris, Tim and Sally. I see you. Good morning and welcome. Nice to have you guys here. Whitman, great to see you back, buddy. Glad that you can make it over. So that's what Fridays are going to be all about. Fridays are all about coming over here. It's going to be quick. It's going to be easy. It's going to be a fun day where it's a Friday. Some people don't even work. Some people take Fridays off and have a 3-day weekend, right? Some people are going out. Some people are going out of town. They're going here. They're going there. So we want to make Friday a quick, fun free-for-all where we just pop in and say, hey, what's going on? What did we do this week? What's a recap? Who did something awesome? Who's kicking it? Right? Who's smashing it? Who's doing things? And then keep on moving. Right? And then keep on moving. You're absolutely welcome. Congrats and welcome to each and every one of you. So a Friday is to just pop in and say, hey, this was a killer week and this is what I did this week, right? This is specifically what I did to get results. So good morning. Good morning. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, I love seeing everything in the chat. I'm not seeing any hands go up. I did some congrats on some stuff. So that's it. We're going to keep these Friday calls like 10 minutes, right? 15 minutes maybe at the max. And Friday should be our shortest call unless we have massive amounts of action that week. Unless we have a lot of people. Oh, thank you, babe. Unless we have a lot of people that have done a lot of things that week, Friday should be a pop-in call, right? Monday should be our big call, Mindset Monday. Tuesday, we jump in and do a tech tip really quick. Wednesdays, we're going to dive into prospecting doing some interviews with people, really getting into some marketing language, right? Thursday, we're going to jump back into applications. Chris Schaus is going to be in the house on Thursdays, going through a monthly theme with you, right? Going through that theme so that you can go week to week to week and get new info on application. When I say on application, I mean Chris is doing some training with some high level trainers, right? She's working on some things that she's doing that are a little bit more advanced, and she's doing it all and taking the time to do it and then redo it with you to break it down and make it easy to say, hey, these are what the these are the big these are the big projects, these are the big items that has to be done. So sweet, baby James is headed to the big city. So congratulations to baby James for going to the big city. They're going into Tucson. So that should be fun. All right. So congratulations, a big congrats out to Angel this morning, Angel Balachowski, for making a leadership level. You know, I want to say a special shout out to a friend of mine that many of you guys know, Elizabeth. And the reason that I want to do a special shout out to Elizabeth Summers this morning is I'm not sure if you all recognize this, but Elizabeth had recently invited Janice over. And if you guys aren't familiar, Janice is Elizabeth's sister. And I want to say a special thank you to Elizabeth, because I don't know a bigger compliment than feeling so secure that you would invite your family to come and hang out with us, to come in and be a part of what we're doing over here. That's a ringing endorsement when you bring your siblings, your sisters, your brothers, your family into free daily coaching. So I want to say congrats and thank you to Elizabeth Summers as well for being so amazing. Oh, let's bring over Miss Angel now. She showed up. She's here. We can say congratulations to her face. So congratulations to and thank you to Elizabeth Summers for being such an amazing student and being such an amazing participant with free daily coaching. So great to see you, Janice. And we'll see if we can get Mrs. Balachowski over here. We tried to bring her over, and we'll see if we can't get her over here before the too many minutes here. We got her. I'll tell. Okay, cool. Oh, see, that's funny. Like, I never even thought of, and I know a lot of Elizabeths go by Beth, and I never even thought that Elizabeth's nickname was Beth. I never even thought of that. Good morning, Angel.
Good morning.
Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm barely awake. I stayed up too late last night. So,
Yeah.
Angel, we were just talking about you before you got here.
Oh, I was dropping the kids off at school.
Nice. Well, we were talking about you and saying congratulations to Angel Balachowski that she hit a new pin level.
Oh, hey, thank you.
And that you made L1 in My Lead System Pro. So
Finally.
a couple questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
You said finally, like, so you had this you've been using My Lead System Pro as a marketing system.
Yeah.
And it has like pin levels or leadership levels within it, right?
Right.
So you've been using the platform for a while, and so you're saying like, and how you say it, you're like, oh, I finally made it to this pin level, right? Mm-hmm. So what is it? I want to ask two questions that you could share with people, Angel, because I think it's a different perspective when you're newer, right? And as you're going along, things change and your outlook changes. So for you, just starting to attain these pin ranks, number one, what was the most challenging part about hitting the pin rank, because it took you some time? And then now that you've hit it, what do you think the biggest takeaway is from that time spent getting there?
What I realized along this journey to getting there. And I mean, it's been a year and a half, right, that I've been with MLSP. So it's been a while. And you know, I understood it, and I got it for about the first 6 months. I used it just for training. And then I started working with you, and I started to really understand the potential. And I realized over this last year, my problem was my belief that it was going to work for me. I knew how to share it. I knew how to make it work. I knew how to, you know, I just wasn't doing it. I didn't believe that it was going to happen. And if you would have asked me, I would have said I did, but internally I didn't. And so it was just watching the trainings, always staying plugged in, like always staying plugged in no matter what. And just making that decision that I was never going to quit it. It would happen eventually. And then it just kind of clicked. And it was that decision where you're like, okay, this is it. I'm going all out. I can make this work for me. And then really, I'm big on affirmations. And so I just made that a part of my daily routine, and, you know, saying things like I quickly advanced to an L3 leader in MLSP, and just believing that that was going to happen before the end of this year. And, you know, people just started coming to me, and people are signing up on autopilot, and people are saying, you know, I've been watching you and I really would like to work with you. I see you as a mentor. And it's like all of these things started to happen. So everything I had been doing for that year and a half was getting me momentum and was getting me there. I just didn't realize it, right? And it was exactly like what you said was going to happen, Bert. So I'm so thankful for you along because, you know, the things you said to me kept me going. So what have I taken away from it most? I guess is just that now that I hit it, it's just like sky's the limit. And it was so funny because when you said I should have that email and I read it, it's like there wasn't that exciting emotion that I thought there was going to be, because to me it's like, okay, well, that's just step number one. Like, let's just keep going, because I just see myself so much further than just being where I am, right? So it's I guess just what I've taken away from it is that it's possible, and I believe in myself, and I'm loving helping people. And when you turn it into being about other people rather than yourself, I mean, you know my story and you know what we've been through in this last year, and it was so like immediate needs, but I turned it to how can I just bless people, and how can I serve people, and what can I do, and how can I help them? And it's amazing how the energy that comes to you changes when you change the way you put it out there.
Oh yeah, that's probably the biggest lesson of the whole thing, Angel.
Yeah.
Is, you know, you had a belief that you kept, and then despite everything, and this is the reality. Okay, let's without going into specifics, let's just tell people the reality. That the reality of the blessings, the reality of the good parts that we receive, is that there's challenges on the front end or the back end. Somewhere there's a challenge, right? It's not just like someone just walked up to you and said, here, have some blessings.
Yeah.
Right? In between that time where they were like, oh yeah, here, be blessed. In between that time, they were like, here, let me throw some challenges at you to see how you handle these.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you can't handle these challenges, then then the universe isn't going to give you massive blessings.
Right.
Right.
So,
and I don't know why that is, other than it seems like it's like the universe is preparing us, right? And whatever you want to fill in the blank, you could say God, the spirit, the guides, whatever you call it, right? Like, I'm trying to be non-denominational here. But it's like the universe is setting you up for success, right? It's like testing you to see if you're ready. Right? Like,
yeah.
You had a test, you and Chris, to say, okay, listen, and it doesn't seem like a test. It seems like this is jacked, dude. Like, this doesn't seem like it would be a test. Like, what kind of test is this, right? But when we think of it not like a test, like it's like this individual guy in the sky that's like, haha, let's fuck with Angel and Chris. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what if it was like a bigger thing? What if it's like bigger than that? What if it's the idea of we all as people have to learn these lessons, and then the experiences just come, right? And we have the opportunity every single day to use these experiences that are coming to our advantage or not. And you made a decision, I'm going to use these occurrences, these experiences to my advantage. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm going to learn from them. Like, just because we had an obstacle, just because there's a challenge, doesn't mean that it's time to lay down and fold over in life.
Right.
Right? This means it's time to step up and help more people, because you realized and recognized in that challenge, Angel, that there's other people like you.
Yeah.
And when you realize that there's other people like you, and when I say like you, I mean other people that are challenged, other people that are struggling, other people that want to make more money, they want more time, they need to have more time, they need more money for their kids' education, they need a better place to live, they need a bigger place to live, they need more clothes, they need, right, whatever the situation is. There's a lot of people out there that are looking for answers. And once you tapped into that, is like when it kind of switched. It's like when you see that switch happen, it's so fun to watch you say, oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to be helping other people. I'm just supposed to be going out and sharing what I learned. Yeah. That's it. And that's what I've been doing the whole entire time. And this is the crazy part, Angel. The crazy part is being able to tell you and say, listen, I know this doesn't seem like, it's like, can you imagine the first time a guy that tried to tell another guy how to plant something in the ground?
Yeah.
Like how crazy that guy must have sounded, right? He's like, no, dude, trust me. We just drop these little seed things in the ground and then we wait for months.
Right.
Right? You think that second guy that learned that was like, this is the biggest bunch of cow patty crap ever, right? Like in month 2, when nothing was even sprouting up off the ground, do you think that guy was like, this is a sham? Right? He was like, this is the biggest piece of crap farm scam ever, right? But in month 6, when the corn was 7 feet tall, that dude believed, right?
Right.
And when he was eating corn on the cob and they were making popcorn around the campfire, right? When that was happening, you think that guy was selling popcorn to everyone? Yeah, right? He was telling people about corn and how it's the greatest thing on the planet, right? And that's the same exact thing that we go through as business owners. We have these challenges, right? If we're willing to stay the course and if we've actually found someone that's in business, that's successful, that we can actually get something going with, right? That we can actually start working with. If we can actually find an individual or a company or someone to work with that's actually having success and start implementing those things, then we can start to get those results, have those same types of results. And when we start to have those same types of results, that's when it really becomes powerful. People are going to continue to come to you, Angel. The more that now it's about time and more authority. The longer that you stay around and the more that you do, the more that you'll be looked at as authority and the more people that will come to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Right?
I feel that and I see it happening. It's crazy.
Well, and you've seen it happen with me.
Yeah.
Right? So you could rewind a year and go, well, Bert's business looks different than it did a year ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm the same guy. I mean, I may have learned some new things and I may do some things different, but essentially I'm the same person, right?
Yeah.
I've just changed because the things that have changed are just things that I've been able to learn, right? Over the past year. How can I reach out and connect more? How can I do some things? I'm going to tell you guys, one of the best things I probably ever did was take the month and a half off to move for free daily coaching. Probably one of the best things that ever happened to free daily coaching.
Right.
I needed that much time away on like a real, like separate, like totally like apart basis to be able to come back and be passionate about it, right? To be able to come back and be like all in.
Makes sense.
So I'm super proud of you. What a great example, Angel. And this is really what's fun is this is the cool part. It doesn't matter. Everyone's timing is different, right? So it doesn't matter how long it took you to get going. Now that you're going, this is what I recommend. Now that you're going, don't take your foot off the gas pedal.
Oh, I know. I you know what? Once you get going, you're just not going to, right? Like that's just, you can't. How can you stop? Like when you can wake up and literally you get messages in your inbox that are telling you how awesome you are and thanking you for something you showed them, and it's just like, wow, okay, how much more of that can I do today?
Right. and so don't take your foot off the gas pedal. And this is it's a common thing that we do. I've seen over and over, and I did it myself, is what happens is entrepreneurs get going and they get a little bit of momentum. And that little bit of momentum in the beginning is so exciting, right? It's so exciting that we decide to celebrate a little bit too, like a little bit too early, right? Mm-hmm. And so what happens is we take our foot just a little tiny bit off the gas pedal. But when you're going that fast and a little bit of pressure off the gas pedal, you start to slow down quite a bit, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The difference between 100 miles an hour and 75 miles an hour is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right? Because the guy that's going 75, you're moving. But check this out. The guy that's going 100 is passing you every single time. Every time he passes you, right? Because you're only doing 75, he's doing 100 every time. And he doesn't just kind of pass you. At 100 miles an hour, if you're doing 75, he blows by you, right? So you can't take your foot off the gas, because as soon as you do, you start to coast again. You start to, and this is even worse, you could even stall out if you take your foot off the gas. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened to me. In the very beginning, I learned some marketing, I learned some methods, and I just took off, right? Like a shotgun blast. And I was like ignorance on fire, and I just kept on going, right? I just kept going and just pedal to the metal and doing good. And then I looked around one day and I was like, man, I'm doing really good. I could probably chill for a minute. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I did that, like a week later, I looked around and I was like, what just happened? Right? Well, this is what happened. You know how people talk about you push that snowball, you push a snowball and you build it until it rolls down the hill by itself, right? Until it gains enough momentum. Well, check this out. To get a snowball that's big enough that it literally is rolling down the hill and getting bigger as it goes and gaining momentum, for that to actually occur, you have to start with like a snowball, right? Like at some point the ball would have to be like probably like big enough that you could start shaping it in your hands, right? And then it probably get to be like the size of a volleyball, right? And then by the time it got bigger, it would be like the size of a basketball, right? And then pretty soon you'd have to like set it down because it'd be too heavy. It would be like the size of a beach ball, right? And then by that time you could start to push it on the ground, right?
Yeah.
But check this out. If you pushed it 10 feet and it rolls 10 feet, then you got to walk 10 feet and push it again, right? And it makes you tired because it's not, the hill isn't enough slope, right? So you're pushing it and then you walk over and you push it again, right? It's got to be pretty big, okay? It's got to be really, let me say this again. It's got to be really big, the snowball, before it starts rolling on its own. So if you think that you're ready to take your foot off the gas, don't do it. Mm-hmm. Before you take your foot off the gas, grab your cell phone really quick and call someone. Right? Call someone and see if it's time to take your foot off the gas. Mm-hmm. Call and ask someone, hey, can I take my foot off the gas? Not yet, buddy. Right?
Yeah.
And the reason I can tell you guys this lesson is because I tried in the beginning and I couldn't do it. And I lost all my momentum. I'm going to tell you guys, it took me about 2 years. Okay? It took me about 2 years of consistently working, building my home business till I was able to take my foot off the gas a little bit. And this is what I mean by that. I was able to go from, let's say, the end of December in 2012 is when I started my home business. I was able to go from then until about, let's say, 2 months ago.
Right.
Until the beginning of August, I worked. I kept my head down that whole time and worked my butt off. A couple times I tried to take my foot off the gas in there, and every time I did, my car started to float and started getting shaky. You know, sometimes when you let the clutch out too early on a manual car and you start doing that thing where it's not getting enough gas and the clutch isn't engaging, and you start doing that, that's what it felt like in my business, right? I was just like hiccuping, like I would surge forward a little and then I would feel like I was going to stop, and it was all herky jerky, right? Up until about 2 months ago, when I took this break, so to speak. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. All right.
Bless you.
Thank you. Odin, power of Odin. All right. Woo. Demons be gone. That was a lot inside there. There's like 4 of them in there. So if I had planned it out, I probably wouldn't have been able to plan it out as it actually transpired. And as it actually transpired at the beginning, literally at the beginning of August, I got home from a live event and things had changed, right? Like the picture and the adjustments had changed so much that my wife and I had to make a massive change, right? We had to do something different in our life, and the move was going to be a lot faster than we thought, and it was going to be under a lot more pressure, right? There was going to be these whole different set of extenuating circumstances now as part of it. So it was the first time that I was able to say, you know what, I gotta go and do this. I've got so many things that are required to be able to make this happen that I have to put my head over here, right? I have to focus solely on this thing over here to make this happen. Specifically because there's so many things that have to happen. There's so many moving parts to get done in this short amount of time that I'm going to have to do this. So finally, after 2 years, maybe 2 years and a couple months, I was able to then take my foot off the gas, right? And the reason was because 2 years worth of building and 2 years worth of growth, I had built enough. I had insulated myself enough to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the autopilot part of it, Angel, like you said, people are now starting to sign up on autopilot. People are coming to you. Imagine what that looks like now. If you could imagine what that's like when you take a month of work off, and you're still having people sign up. Right. There's still commissions coming in each and every month, right? That's what's so powerful about what we're doing here. Think about that. Think about an entire group of people that you're working with that you could plug into free daily coaching, that when you're gone, when you decide to go to Hawaii for the week, you don't have to worry about where your people are or if they're getting lost or if they're confused. Why? Because they're here at free daily coaching. They're with a group of people that are always working. They're tapped into a whole nother leg of people that can help them while you're away. Exactly. You know how many of you have reached out to me and told me about other members? You know how many people have said, man, thanks for introducing me to Clive. I love working with Clive. I love talking to Clive. You know how many people have told me, thank you so much for introducing me to Angel Balachowski. What a great lady. How many people have come to me and say, thank you so much for having Chris Schaus come over onto the webinar. It's been such an amazing experience to see someone else that's doing it, that's not tech savvy, that's not like a computer programmer extraordinaire, right? Finding a woman that has been in multiple different careers in her life, that's now in a place where she's retired, to come out and bring massive amounts of value to you.
Totally. And she's doing
that. You know how many times I get that? I just got a message last night about Heidi Kakamisi, about how amazing it was. Thank you so much for introducing us to Heidi Kakamisi. How many people have met Deb Kastman? How many people have met Deb Deerdorf? Let me ask you this. How many people have gotten a card in the mail, handwritten, from Debbie Deerdorf and went, oh my gosh, that was the most amazing thing. Right? And why? Why did that happen? Because they came over and they met Debbie somewhere, and that grew, that relationship, it blossoms, it grows, it develops. And that's the amazing part about longevity, about staying around and staying the course. Angel stayed the course. She saw a vision, and despite sometimes what she believed, besides what she felt, she knew in her mind the reality, so she kept on taking actions. She kept on putting one foot in front of the other over and over, day after day, right? And some days were better than others. Some days had bigger challenges. And guess what? She sowed and sowed and sowed that seed. And even when it didn't seem like things were growing, she kept on planting. And the reason I can tell you this for sure, guys, is because I've been here watching the whole time. The reason I can tell you this is because she came on and told you all, right? Hey, Bert, it happened just like you said it was going to happen. I know. The reason I told you it was going to happen like that is because it happened to me like that too. Mm-hmm. This is like a pattern that happens to all of us as we go. If we stay, and this is the crazy part, if we stay around long enough for it to happen. That's the crazy part, is you have to stay long enough for the plants to grow. And this is the crazy part. Some people are planting like fast acting lettuce and they're like, woo, look at my lettuce is growing fast. And then some people are planting pumpkin seeds, right? They're planting pumpkin seeds and they're thinking it's going to grow the same way lettuce grows. But pumpkins don't grow as fast as lettuce. It takes like 90 to 100 days for pumpkins to grow.
So
right?
true.
Lettuce takes like 40 days.
And you know what's so cool is that I had signups before and stuff, but they dropped off like immediately, right? And now the people that I've attracted into my life, they are like so committed. And so I've attracted people that are just like me, right? I don't even have to worry about them not getting it or not coming to me or not seeing the vision. Like they see it and they're totally in it for the long haul. So it's like, it's awesome to work with people that get it and are like same personality as you, right?
I love it. And you know what? That's the thing is, you know, that's why I like working with you, Angel, right? There's no, like, if something happens in your business, if there's like a hiccup, if there's like a lapse in time or anything like that, you don't, like in the beginning, let's say in the beginning, when we first started working with each other, you might call me and be like, hey, dude, I'm not going to have my autoresponder for 3 days because I'm going to buy the kids lunch and then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that and then I'll come and buy it. So just so you know, right? Yeah. In the beginning, you would have a call or you would message me that. Yeah. Right? Now, you don't tell me if something like that happens and I don't call and ask. Yeah. Why? Because I know that you're committed to building your business and that I have built a relationship with you that if you decided to do something else, that it's my belief that you'd simply pick up the phone and call me or send me a message and be like, hey, Bert, I'm doing something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like no big deal. Like no harm, no foul. It's not like anything's going to happen other than you're going to be like, hey, dude, I'm going to do something else. Like, okay, is there any way I can help you? Yeah. Right? Like, awesome. Like, tell me if I can help you because I want to see you prosper.
And you know what? I want to say I have so much gratitude for you because that is like our relationship that way. I know that I could pick up the phone and call you at any time. I know I can message you at any time and I get an answer. And we've had that relationship where we chat and we do something. It's like you kind of like pat me on the back and say, go get him, you know, like, and it's just, I always know that it's there and I don't need you all the time, but I know that you're always there. And that is like huge. And I love that. And I appreciate you so much. And your support over the last year has been amazing.
Well, I'm just, you know what? I'm just so happy to be able to, the cool part, Angel, I'm just happy that I'm able to be here to support you, right? Like, yeah. I'm so excited that I'm able to like have the business model where I'm able to be here for people like you. I'm able to be there so that when you have a question, bam, I can be there to answer it. And you know what? I'm there to stand there with you and pat you on the back and sometimes kick you in the butt, right? Sometimes you need a back, you know, like a pat on the back. Sometimes you need a hug. Sometimes you need a kick in the butt, right? We all do. And the reason that I'm willing to do it is because, you know what? People have done it for me, right? There was people that have stepped up and taken my calls when I don't know what I'm doing, when I'm crying, when I'm lost, when I'm confused. There's people that took my call when I was celebrating and I was like, I made it. Like you did, right? There was someone on the other end of the line that was like, dude, I made it finally. Like, yeah, congratulations, right? There was someone there to congratulate me. So it seems just obvious to me that I'm supposed to be here for you, right? And by me doing it for you, hopefully It shows you by example, so that when your people come and the people that you're working with, that you'll know exactly what to do. You'll know exactly how to treat them and how to behave, because all you have to do is exactly how I treated you.
Yeah.
Right? And hopefully I'm doing that well. And you know what's funny is I was thinking, Angel, about when we first started working together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, man, how much you've grown from then till now is just absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you.
You know, literally absolutely amazing. When you, Angel, for those of you guys that don't know Angel, go over and connect with her on Facebook. Go find her everywhere on social media so you can start connecting. It's easy because her first name's Angel, right? So that's easy, right? Like an angel. And then this makes it even easier because how many Balachowskis are there?
0.
Right? There's 2. There's Chris and Angel.
Yeah.
It's easy to find them and they're in Canada. So you can narrow it down by going up near Manitoba, right? Find someone up north and you can find them. So it's easy. Just go look here. I'm going to type it in the chat so you can see. It's how it sounds. Bali and then Chowski. Right? That's it. So it's easy. It's Bali Chowski. Like it's easy to find, guys. So go find Angel, connect with her. And this is what's so amazing about the transformation. When Angel first came online, Angel was a wife, a mom, a woman that wanted to start building an online business. And you guys wouldn't believe this, but the Angel that you see now, I'm sure she was always an upbeat lady. I'm sure she always had the fun-loving, bubbly personality, but she wasn't as outgoing. Maybe in her personal life, maybe with her friends. But when she came online, she was timid, right? She was like scared to like be Angel, right? Yeah. She was afraid to go out and share what she was learning, her excitement, her energy, right? Like somehow that was going to be a negative thing. And now when you see Angel online, when you see videos that she's making, when you see the messages, right, that she's putting out there, you don't see someone that's in a corner that's timid, that's shy. You see someone that's coming out, right, that's excited, that's living life, and that's exuberant. And let me tell you, if you go and connect with Angel and really connect with this lady, you'll see that it's not just me jumping up and down, yelling like, yay for Angel about the fact that she did something in her business. You'll see that this is a real woman. This is a real lady. She's really married. She really has real kids, right? They have real kid problems, like kids running around throwing cereal all over the house when you're trying to work, right? With underpants flying and dirty clothes going and bottles and crying and screaming when you're on the phone. That's really happening, right? I'm not even going to get into the challenges that the Balachowskis faced as a couple in their personal life, right? Some other things that have transpired. And if you're connected with Angel, you'll be able to hear this story and let her tell you the story. But they had some significant challenges happen that occurred in their lives that literally changed the way that they were going to literally function in the world. How their family was going to operate needed to change because of these things that transpired. And guess what? The Balachowskis did not say, oh, this is screwed. We're effed. The world's against us. What the F are we going to do? Now, guess what? They may have said that at night, laying in bed and talking to each other like, what the is going on here? Right? Like, how is this going to help in any way? Right? I'm sure there was conversations like that. Guys, gals, let me tell you something. Every single one of us, every single one of you that are here, we all face challenges, right? We all have these challenges. The lesson is that you persevere through the challenge. You find the solution to the challenge, and on the other side of the challenge, you come through it and you share. Yeah. You come through it and you share. You become the leader that you desired, right? You become the leader that you were looking for. Angel became the leader that she was looking for. That's what she's become. right?
Yeah.
She doesn't call me anymore. Not anymore. I don't mean it like that. I mean it like she doesn't need to call me like she used to call me. We don't work together hand in hand like we did when she was brand new, because you know what? This was Angel, this is me. And we're like, okay, let's go do this together, right? So we're walking down the road. She was like, hey dude, thanks for teaching me how to do this. Now she went over here and she's grabbing other people's hands. Right? And she's walking them down the path because she became that leader that she was looking for. She became the solution that she was originally trying to find. Does this make sense to everyone, what Angel did? And how you can do what Angel did? Angel just started stepping into the place where she was becoming the people that were teaching her. She became the Tanya Eliza. She became the Cesar Rodriguez. She became the Burt Bledsoe. She became the Diane Hockman, the Brian Finale. She's becoming that.
You're gonna make me cry.
Well, that's what you did, right? That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I know.
That. And when people come to you and they come and they say, wow, I want to work with you. Hey, what are you doing? That's attraction marketing.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. It's so crazy too, because anybody who this won't be long, but kind of the missing piece of the puzzle for me in the deep abyss, anybody who's not in deep abyss needs to grab that from you. But it's not, I haven't even listened to the most recent one, but it was that one before where Dan was talking about your money mindset and letting go. And that, for me, that was my missing piece of the puzzle, because we were so strapped for so long, as you know, and I was holding on, even mastery for me, it was like, okay, that's my limit. And then it was like when Diane talked about how just giving and not thinking about giving, because one of my goals throughout everything, and when I would talk in videos, is that I don't ever want to open up an envelope for cancer donations or for charities and not be able to give anymore, because I was always throwing those away because in my mind I couldn't give. When Diane talked about that, it was like, oh my gosh, I can give. Like, if I've got it, I'm going to give it. And it's so crazy because that law of circulation started happening immediately. And I know we saw it in the group, and for so many people, like that one thing changed so much. And like that money mindset just switched for me, where it was like, and like last night, it was like I bought my Live the Dream ticket because it's like, I'm buying it. Like, these are things I can do because it's okay. I don't need to hold on so tightly and be so afraid to spend or so afraid to give, because it will come back. So that was just an amazing part of what I needed to kind of just clear out all the junk in my head and just really understand the world and the universe.
That's so sweet. And you know what is the this idea that we this idea that the money that I'm trying to word it properly, this whole prosperity mindset, right? Mm-hmm. Where you just it's like, it sounds fluffy, like people are like, well, you just believe in shit and then it happens. Yeah, because check this out. When you believe in something, then you start, okay, this is what happens. The reason that works is because when you have a certain belief and you believe a certain way, the beliefs turn into thoughts, right? Because the belief is a thought. The thought then turns into actions, right? So it changes the way that you act because you believe a certain way, right? Mm-hmm. And then if you act a different way, then the results that you're getting now are different. It's just that simple. Yeah. It sounds like it's this magical thing, or like, it's like, oh, well, how does that work? Well, it works simply, right? If you think you want to feel better in life and you want to be in shape, if you think about it, and you believe that you could do it. I believe I could do triathlons. I used to smoke over a pack of cigarettes every single day. Let me say that again, guys. I used to smoke more than a pack a day. That's like chain smoking cigarettes all day. From the time I woke up until I laid down, I was smoking a cigarette. Right. I believed that I could change my life and live a different way and become a triathlete. I believed it, right? I started to believe it. I started to think like I was an athlete. Well, so what do athletes do? Well, they don't smoke cigarettes. They do exercise, right? So because I believed that I could do the triathlon, I had the thought in my mind. I started taking the actions by not smoking cigarettes, by starting to run. I started to swim. I taught myself how to swim competitively and how to ride a bicycle competitively, right? And then guess what? Because I believed it, I did it at some point. That thought, that belief, that idea became a reality. I actually really went and did some triathlons. Angel believed that she could be in business, that she would do it, that she could do this. Over time, that belief, that thought got embedded so deeply that she actually then started to take the actions. What happens is most of us don't believe enough, right? We don't have the belief enough to be able to actually have the thoughts that turn into the actions. But Angel did. And she did it over and over and over. And she did it enough that the actions started building and building and building until it tipped, right? Until it got to that tipping point on the teeter-totter, on the seesaw, where she was like walking along the seesaw until it tipped. And now that it's tipped, now she's seeing the results of all those actions. Now she's seeing the result of the belief system. Now she's finally harvesting, right? The corn has grown, the crop has grown, and now it's time to harvest. So congratulations, Angel Balachowski. L1, it's just the beginning. Don't take the pedal off the metal now. Keep your foot on the gas and keep going.
That's right.
For those of you that haven't started driving fast, for those of you that haven't put the pedal down, now's the time, right? Now is the time where you go and you put the hammer down now, right? And start today. Go now and take the action that you need. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you again, once again, to Angel for coming over, for sharing a little bit with us, for being an example. And then I'm going to send you guys over to where Angel said, to the deep abyss. Okay, Angel made a recommendation. You want to know how you get from where you're at to where Angel's at, to where you want to be? Start plugging into the tools and the resources, right? The Deep Abyss is literally a monthly mastermind. It's a 2-hour-long webinar that happens each month, and it's an interactive. So the first part is like a presentation part, and then the second part is interactive. And this is with an industry vet, someone that's been doing this for over 15 years, been in profit in business. And the cool part is they get recorded, so you can go back in there and dive into it. And this is what's really amazing about this Deep Abyss. You've got people that are brand new, that are day one marketing, and you got people like myself that are in there that have been doing this for a couple of years, right? So you have all these different skill set levels that are in there contributing and participating and using these concepts that we discuss in the Deep Abyss to really bring you into some higher level marketing, to really bring you into some thought patterns that can really change the way that you're behaving, so that you can start to change the results that you're getting. Because ultimately that's what we're talking about. So again, I want to thank Angel for coming by and sharing part of her story today. Maybe what we'll do is we'll sit down and we'll figure out a day where we can really have Angel come over and share more of her story on a Wednesday, and really a more in-depth level of what you can see of what Angel's done in her business and the obstacles that they've overcome. In the meantime, go and plug in with Angel on social media. Get plugged in at Free Daily Coaching. If you're not already, go check out the freedailycoaching.com, the friends page, so you can tap into our weekly coaching that we do in our private mastermind. And I'm going to shoot everyone over this morning to go check out the Deep Abyss. This is probably one of the best resources that you're going to have online that you can tap into on a monthly basis and really boost your business. Thanks again, Angel. Congratulations, and we will see you very soon.
Bye.